Hi, this is Dan Smith of DPS Legal Counsel, and I'm your host for today's episode of Legal Scrubs, where I'm going to be talking about an issue that's hopefully of interest to healthcare professionals. Today, the Office for Civil Rights issued a notice about a settlement that it had just entered into with Sentara Hospitals, which is a hospital system of 12 acute hospitals with over 300 location site centers for providing services located in Virginia and North Carolina. And what the settlement involved was this. Sentara had sent out some invoices, some bills to patients, but by mistake, by accident, inadvertence, whatever, it sent bills to patients and had the wrong patient information on the bill or the statement. And because of that, one of the patients who received a bill that contained information pertaining to another patient, perhaps their name and date of service, their address, whatever, the patient who received that bill or that statement complained. And the complaint was made to the Office for Civil Rights, which is the agency, the department within the Department of Health and Human Services that oversees the enforcement of HIPAA. And there was an investigation, and Sentara Hospitals, although they had disclosed a breach, made a notification of a HIPAA breach because of the fact that it had sent out these bills or invoices to the wrong patients. Even though the breach or the mistake involved 577 patients, they only disclosed that the breach involved 8 patients. The reason being is because apparently there was not any diagnosis information, medical treatment information, or any other medical information that was inadvertently disclosed to the patients who received the wrong invoices. All it had was non-medical information, perhaps the name of another person or another address or another date of service, but it did not have diagnosis or medical treatment information. And so the hospital took the position that because of that, that didn't constitute a problem. And HHS disagreed, the OCR disagreed, and proceeded to with its investigation. And today the settlement was announced, and Sentara Hospitals is paying $2,175,000 and taking certain corrective actions as a result of the settlement. And like all settlements, there's no admission of liability, no admission of guilt. This is just a settlement of potential or proposed violations of HIPAA. But what this does point out is something that's very important. If you are a healthcare professional whose services are covered by HIPAA, you have to be extremely, extremely careful in the smallest details of your practice. If you're sending out bills or invoices to patients, you have to make sure that you are sending the bill to the correct person at the correct address, that you don't inadvertently include information about another patient within the same envelope, or send information that may pertain to a different patient from one patient to another, even if the information does not disclose medical treatment information or diagnosis information. If you have any kind of personal information of another patient that goes to the wrong patient, as you can see from this settlement between Sentara Hospitals and the Office for Civil Rights, it's a problem. So it just points out even further the significance of complying with all the healthcare regulations that apply to you as a healthcare professional. And you have to be extremely careful, even in the smallest things, even in sending out your bills and invoices, to make sure that you don't inadvertently send patient information from a different patient to the wrong patient. Okay, that's it for today. I hope that helps. We'll see you next time.